Good morning students. This is class 12th maths lecture 8th of chapter 7th. Today we will discuss the questions of exercise 7.3. So question 10th is integral of sin x raised to the power 4 into dx. So sin x raised to the power 4 can be written as sin square x whole square. Now sin square x can be written as 1 minus cos 2x upon 2 whole square. Now this 1 by 2 square will be 1 by 4 into square of 1 minus cos 2x will be a square plus b square minus 2ab. So 2 cos 2x. Now 1 by 4 into 1. In place of this cos square 2x, you will write 1 plus cos 4x by 2 because we don't know the integral of cos square 2x. Therefore, we will write it as 1 plus cos 4x upon 2 minus 2 cos 2x as it is because we know the integral of this. So, the integral of sin x raised to the power 4 will be 1 by 4. Integral of 1 plus 1 by 2 will be 3 by 2 plus integral of cos 4x upon 2 minus 2 outside the integral because it is constant into integral of cos 2x, right? Now integral of 3 by 2 will be 3 by 2 into x plus 1 by 2 outside. Integral of cos 4x will be sin 4x upon 4 minus 2. Integral of cos 2x will be sin 2x upon 2 plus c. So you will get 3 by 8x plus sin 4x upon 4 into 2 8, 8 into 4 32 minus sin 2x upon 4 plus c. Clear? Question number 12 is very simple. It is integral of sin square x upon 1 plus cos x into dx. Now see, because in the denominator it is given 1 plus cos x. Therefore, we will write sin square x as 1 minus cos square x. Now this is a square minus b square. So a square minus b square can be written as a minus b into a plus b, where a is 1 and b is cos x, right? Now cancel out this 1 plus cos x, so you will get 1 minus cos x. So the given integral will now become integral of 1 minus cos x into dx, which is equal to integral of 1 is x minus integral of cos x will be sin x plus c. Now question number 15th is integral of 10 cube 2x into secant 2x into dx. Now you have to decide what is to be taken as equal to t. Now see, if we will take 10 2x equal to t, then the derivative of 10 2x is secant square 2x. But here it is just secant 2x. Secant square 2x is not given. Therefore, we will let secant 2x equal to t. Because now the derivative of secant 2x is secant 2x into 10 2x into derivative of 2x, which is equal to dt by dx, right? Now secant 2x into 10 2x exists in the given integrand, right? Therefore, we have taken secant 2x as equal to t. Now this will be derivative of 2x is 2 into secant x into 10x into dx, taking this dx on this side equal to dt. So the given integral will now become this 10 cube 2x can be written as 10 2x into 10 square 2x. So 10 square 2x as it is, and the rest 10 2x into secant 2x into dx will be dt upon 2. So dt upon 2. Now 1 by 2 integral of this 10 square 2x can be written as secant square 2x minus 1 into dt. Now see, here it is dt, therefore we have to change this integral or this function into t. Therefore, in place of the secant 2x, we can write t. So this will become integral of t square minus 1. Now integral of t square is t cube by 3 minus integral of 1 will be t plus c. Again in place of t put the value secant 2x. So you will get 1 by 2 into secant cube 2x by 3 minus secant 2x plus c. Question number 17th is integral of sin cube x plus cos cube x upon sin square x into cos square x into dx. So first of all we will divide the terms of numerator with this given denominator. So you will get sin x upon cos square x when you will divide sin cube x with this, plus when you will divide cos cube x with this, you will get cos x upon sin square x. Now this will become integral of sin x upon cos square x plus integral of cos x upon sin square x into dx, right? Now for this integral, the denominator is cos square x. So if we take cos x as equal to t, then after derivating both the sides, you will get minus sin x into dx equal to dt, and sin x into dx is present in the integrand, right? And similarly for the second one, if we let sin x as equal to a, then cos x into dx is equal to dA, and cos x is present in the integrand, right? So this integral will now become, in place of cos square x, t square, and in place of sin x into dx, minus dt, plus integral of, in place of sin square x, a square, and in place of cos x into dx, dA will come, right? Now you can easily solve both of these integrals. So minus, as it is, integral of 1 by t square is integral of t raised to the power minus 2 into dt, plus integral of 1 by a square will be a raised to the power minus 2 into dA. Now minus, as it is, integral of t raised to the power minus 2 is t raised to the power minus 1 upon minus 1, plus integral of a raised to the power minus 2 is a raised to the power minus 1 upon minus 1, plus c. So this will become, minus will get cancelled and you will get 1 by t. So it will become 1 by cos x, because we let cos x as equal to t. Now this minus a inverse is 1 by a, and a is sin x, so writing 1 by sin x plus c. Now this is secant x minus this is cosecant x plus c. Clear? Now question number 19th is integral of 1 upon sin x into cos cube x into dx. Now to solve this integral, we have to make some changes in the given function. So in place of 1, writing sin square x plus cos square x. Now why I have done this? Because in the denominator we are given with this terms sin x and cos x. Also these terms are in the product. Therefore sin square x plus cos square x will easily get divisible by this, right? Therefore in place of 1, writing sin square x plus cos square x. Now divide this sin square x with this, so you will get sin x upon cos cube x, plus when you will divide cos square x with this, you will get 1 upon sin x into cos x. So the given integral now become integral of sin x upon cos cube x into dx plus integral of 1 upon sin x into cos x. Now this can be solved by taking cos x as equal to t, because after taking cos x is equal to t and after differentiating both the sides, you will get minus sin x into dx equal to dt. Now this cos cube x will be t cube, and in place of sin x dx you will get minus dt, plus, now see, for this integral we cannot substitute anything. Therefore either you can write this one again as sin square x plus cos square x, or what we can do, divide numerator and denominator both with cos square x, right? So when you will divide the numerator, that is 1, with cos square x, so 1 by cos square x is secant square x upon dividing the denominator with cos square x, so it will be sin x into cos x upon cos square x, right? Now this integral can be written as minus integral of t raised to the power minus 3 into dt plus secant square x as it is. Now see, 1 cos x will get cancelled then sin x upon cos x will be 10x. Now we can substitute in this function also. Let 10x as a, because we have already used the variable t here, so use some other variable. So let 10x as equal to a, therefore secant square into dx will be dA. So you will get integral of, in place of 10x, a, and in place of secant square dx, dA. Also integral of t raised to the power minus 3 will be t raised to the power minus 2 upon minus 2, and this minus as it is. Now this will be, minus will get cancelled, so you will get 1 by 2 t square, plus this will be integral of 1 by a will be log mod a plus c. Now write down the values. The value of t is cos x, so you will get 1 by 2 cos square x, plus log mod of a is 10x, so log mod of 10x plus c. 21st is integral of sin inverse cos x into dx. So first of all, we'll take the angle as equal to t, because we cannot substitute this directly, right? Now the derivative of cos x is minus sin x into dx equal to dt. Therefore dx will be equal to minus dt upon sin x. So in place of this dx, now we will write minus dt upon sin x. But we want this sin x also in terms of t. Therefore writing this sin x as root 1 minus cos square x. Why? Because we know cos x is t. So now this will become minus dt upon root 1 minus t square, right? So the integral will become sin inverse cos x into dx will be now sin inverse t, and in place of dx minus dt upon root 1 minus t square. Again you have to substitute, because sin inverse t derivative is 1 upon root 1 minus t square, which exists in the integrand. So now let this sin inverse t as equal to a. Derivating both the sides, you will get 1 upon root 1 minus t square into dt equal to dA, right? Now this integral will become minus, in place of sin inverse t a, and in place of 1 upon root 1 minus t square into dt you will get dA. Now this is minus as it is. Integral of a is a square by 2 plus c. Now put the value of a first. The value of a is sin inverse t whole square by 2 plus c. Now again put the value of t, which we assumed as cos x. So the answer will be minus sin inverse cos x whole square by 2 plus c, right? Do not forget to get the answer in terms of x only, because the integral given in the question is in terms of x. So the answer should also be in terms of x only, right? Question number 22nd is integral of 1 upon cos x minus a into cos x minus b into dx. Now to find the integral of this function, firstly we'll make some changes. So multiply and divide this function with sin a minus b. Why we have done this? Because now this sin a minus b can be written as sin x minus b minus x minus a. See, x minus x will get cancelled, and this minus minus will be plus. So you'll get a minus b only, right? So writing this a minus b as in this form. Why? Because the angles of cos in the denominator are x minus a and x minus b. Therefore firstly we multiplied and divide the function with sin a minus b, and then write this a minus b as in terms of these angles, right? Also, why I have multiplied it with sin and why I have not multiplied it with cos, I'll tell you this. Now see, when you will solve this, this is sin a minus b or sin x minus y, which is sin x cos y minus cos x sin y, right? So this is the only reason that we have multiplied and divided the given function with sin a minus b, because if we have multiplied it with cos, then when you will solve cos a minus b, it will be cos a cos b minus sin a sin b. Then one term will completely get cancelled with the denominator, and the other term of sin will give you 10x minus a into 10x minus b, which is again not possible to solve, right? This is why we have divided with sin a minus b. Now because if you will divide this term with the denominator, cos x minus a will get cancelled and you will get only 10x minus b, minus when you will divide this term you will get only 10x minus a, right? So the given integral will now become 1 upon sin a minus b taken outside from the integral, because this is constant, integral of 10x minus b into dx minus integral of 10x minus a into dx, right? Now you know the integrals of 10x. So the integral of 10x is either log secant x or minus log of cos x. So 10x minus b integral will be log mod of secant x, here x is complete this x minus b, right, minus integral of this will be log mod of secant x minus a plus c. Now 1 upon sin a minus b as it is, because log m minus log n is log m upon n, therefore this will be log mod secant x minus b upon secant x minus a plus c, right? Now we will discuss integrals of some particular functions. So the first is integral of 1 upon x square minus a square into dx. So the integral of such function is equal to 1 by 2a into log mod of x minus a upon x plus a plus c. So see the proof of this. The function given is 1 upon x square minus a square. It can be written as 1 upon x minus a into x plus a, right? Now multiplying this with 2a and also dividing this by 2a. So I have divided this by 2a, also multiplied it with 2a because a plus a is 2a only. Plus I have written this x minus x, which is 0, right? Now this is equal to 1 by 2a. Now in the numerator x plus a minus, taking minus common, so x minus a, right? Why I have written this in this form? Because in the denominator we have x plus a and x minus a. Now divide the numerator with the denominator. So x plus a upon this will be 1 upon x minus a minus x minus a upon this will be 1 upon x plus a. So the integral now become 1 by 2a integral of 1 upon x minus a minus integral of 1 upon x plus a. Now integral of this will be log mod of x minus a, because integral of 1 by x is log mod of x. So integral of this will be log mod of x minus a minus integral of 1 upon x plus a will be log mod of x plus a. See how, why this is so? Because you can take this x minus a as equal to t. If you will take this x minus a as equal to t, then you will get dx equal to dt. So this integral will now become equal to 1 by t into dt. So this will be log mod t, and in place of t write down again log mod of x minus a, right? So this is why integral of this is this and integral of this is this plus c. Now log m minus log n is log m by n, therefore you will get 1 by 2a log mod of x minus a upon x plus a plus c, right? So the integral of 1 upon x square minus a square is this. You have to learn this. Similarly, you will get the integral of 1 upon a square minus x square into dx as equal to 1 by 2a into log a plus x upon a minus x plus c. Now the integral of 1 upon x square plus a square into dx is 1 by a into tan inverse x by a plus c. See the proof of this. Let x as a tan theta. Then after differentiating both the sides, this will be dx and this will be a as it is. The derivative of tan theta is secant square theta into d theta. Now this this function will be equal to 1 upon, in place of x write down a square tan square theta plus a square, which is equal to 1 upon a square taken common from both of these terms. So this will be tan square plus 1 theta, and tan square plus 1 theta is secant square theta, right? So the integral will now become, in place of 1 upon x square plus a square, 1 upon a square into secant square theta, and in place of dx, a secant square theta d theta. Now cancel out this secant square theta, and here it is a, and in the denominator it is a square. So you will get 1 by a. 1 by a is constant, so take out 1 by a common. Integral of 1 into d theta. Now integral of 1 is theta plus c. Now we assumed x as a tan theta. Therefore tan theta will be x upon a, and therefore theta will be tan inverse x by a. So in place of theta, write down the value 1 by a into tan inverse x by a plus c. So this is the integral value of 1 upon x square plus a square. So the proof of these integrals never comes in the paper, so do not learn the proofs. These are just for your understanding only. Okay. So today your homework is that you have to complete exercise 7.3. See, question number 18th is cos 2x plus 2 sin square x upon cos square x. So because here it is 2 sin square x, and also we know one formula of cos 2x, which is 1 minus 2 sin square x. So use that formula and solve this question, right? Now in question number 20th, in the denominator we have cos x plus sin x, and in the numerator cos 2x. Now cos 2x can be written as cos square x minus sin square x, and which can be written as cos x plus sin x into cos x minus sin x. Now you will see how to solve this after that. Okay, question number 23rd is also easy. Divide this sin square x with the denominator and this cos square x with the denominator, right? And then try to solve it. In question number 24th, you can see in the denominator it is e raised to the power x into x. When you will take this as equal to t, you will get the derivative of this as the numerator only, right? So try to solve these questions. Okay, thank you.